As a wise man once said, let's drop.
Let's drop!
So recently, the one and only Miley Cyrus's brother and Billy Ray Cyrus's son has stirred up quite the drama on platforms like X and Instagram. And the person I'm speaking about today is Cyrus. So Cyrus is known for being Miley Ray Cyrus's brother and also Billy Ray Cyrus's son, and also being a part of the band Metro Station, which had the hit single Shake It in 2007. They also had a couple other big songs on that album, including Kelsey and 17 Forever, which now looking back at 17 Forever, what did that mean? Like, is it a song about just like having fun when you're like 17 and just being like, man, I wish we could live like this forever. 17, bro, we don't have to pay bills. We don't have to do anything. We just ride skateboards and drink energy drinks and shit our pants. For some reason, I don't feel like that song actually means that though. Before we get into this, I want you all to know that I actually somewhat know Trace, so making this video is a little weird for me. But Trace posted publicly something that I felt the need to make a video on that we'll get into. And since it's public, I figured I should be public as well with my opinion and not, you know, just be like, oh, well, I've met this person before, so therefore I can't make videos on this person. I feel like that's not true and fair. I also want to say, just because I disagree with someone's opinion on something does not mean I hate them, does not mean I want you guys to go and be like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, That doesn't accomplish anything. At the end of the day, this isn't probably going to change anyone's opinion, but it will allow me to express my opinion on a situation, which if somebody's going to say their opinion, I should be able to do that. Oh, perfect. Metro Station, the true meaning of 17 Forever.
It has a kind of a hidden meaning. It's about like forbidden love and trying to be with a girl who's under the age of like 18, basically.
You know, Trace, I know this was years ago, but damn, that's rough. That's rough. That's rough to ever say. Like, damn. Maybe I misheard that though. Maybe no one would actually just say that, right?
It's not really about wanting to stay 17.
It's not really about wanting to stay 17. Okay, well that's cool. I'm glad you don't want to be Peter Pan.
It has a kind of a hidden meaning. It
has a hidden meaning? Okay.
Like forbidden love and trying to be with a girl who's under the age of like 18, basically, and
trying to be with a girl that's under 18. No, honestly, like listening to the lyrics now, I don't really feel like that's a hidden message in it, to be honest. I think it's pretty obvious actually listening to the song.
You know, due to the public eye, you know, people don't want you guys to be together, so it's
due to the public eye, people don't want you to be together. This might be crazy to say, but I feel like, quite honestly, through your own eyes, you should probably be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be together because I'm in my 20s and you're 17 or younger.
Just kind of saying, you know, one day you'll get older and we can be together.
So grooming. One day you'll get older and we can be... That sounds like grooming. All right. Jesus Christ. I mean, I really loved 17 Forever, the song. I mean, it sounds great. You know, it has Miley Ray Cyrus in it. It has Billy Ray Cyrus. It has Mitchell Musso, aka Mason Musso's brother, in it. And it's just a fantastic Metro Station song. The lyrics, on the other hand... I just feel like I had to address this because I think when anyone brings up Metro Station, we've all been wondering, what is that 17 Forever song about? I mean, this is like one of their biggest songs. It's probably their top 3 or top 2 biggest song. Well, maybe it would help if I actually read the lyrics. Maybe then I can actually understand the true meaning of this song. Maybe it was just, no, I didn't mishear anything. I actually just heard it from his mouth. The lyrics go, you are young and so am I. And this is wrong. But who am I to judge? The chorus goes, we're one mistake from being together, but let's not ask why it's not right. You won't be 17 forever, and we can get away with this tonight. That's a red flag. It also says right here, frontman Cyrus said, this song is about wanting to be in an intimate relationship with a girl who's underage so bad, and how age limitations don't let you do that. So it says right here, Cyrus is 34 currently, so when he said that in the interview, he was 20, which doesn't make it acceptable, but hopefully now he understands that, yeah, that was pretty yucky, and anyways, I felt like that was important to bring up before we get into the actual drama of today's video. I'm really not counting on keeping my Cyrus follow after this one. I feel like it's something I really wanted to cover. I found this very interesting and oopsie doopsie. So recently Cyrus spoke out about the one and only OF, which is only fan. There's a fan in the sky. I have to make sure that I don't get demonetized on YouTube. YouTube did just take down my Island Boy video, which had 240,000 views. So let's play it extra smart so I don't lose any more content, because that really fucking sucked. Cyrus initially made this post on Twitter, which I'm not gonna call it X. I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm gonna call it Twitter. Everyone knows it as Twitter. X just sounds weird. I'm not into it. He also said it on his Instagram story. There's so many girls that do OnlyFans that have lost their chance of ever settling down with a good guy with good morals. I don't want to bring it up, but we just reacted to what you said about your song 17 Forever.
About like forbidden love and trying to be with a girl who's under the age.
Anyways, maybe, you know, that was years ago. Maybe he's grown from that. They will try to call those men insecure for having standards. I would like to say it's totally fine to not date somebody that does OnlyFans. It's totally fine to not be comfortable with that, to date somebody that's in that industry. If that's not something that you're comfortable with, you don't have to do it. That's how life works. We all have the freedom to do whatever we want as long as it's not hurting others. They get a lot of attention from guys on OF, so they think they have a lot of options. But any guy who's so desperate to see sexual content they are willing to pay for it is a desperate loser. That's harsh. A lot of successful guys will sleep with girls, but they don't want to wife them. I see a lot of girls speaking out on this, saying they can't get into serious relationships. It's because men see the value in those girls strictly for sex. They don't look at these women and equate their value as a future wife, mother, or loyal partner. I know some amazing girls that are genuinely good people that do OF. I just think the independent mindset of not needing a man is extremely toxic and leads towards a very lonely future. I hope more girls continue to speak out about the risk of doing OnlyFans. Having a good man and a family will bring you more happiness in old age than OF could ever. So I have a few things to say about this. One, not every girl wants to be married. Not every girl even wants to be in a relationship. There's a lot of people that don't want to be in relationships at all. Number two, men also do OnlyFans. It does exist. Number three, I do believe there's a lot of good people that will probably date people that are in that industry. And it's okay if that's not for you. If you don't want to be dating somebody that does that type of work, that's fine. But to put down them and act like nobody's gonna fall in love with them is pretty ridiculous, because that's just not true. Could it be a little harder? Possibly, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are not, you know, secure with themselves, or, you know, just it's just not for them to be in a relationship with somebody that does that type of work, and that's fine. But to act like nobody could fall in love with somebody that does that type of work is just false. It's completely false. To some people, it just genuinely doesn't matter. It's their job and they see it that way. That's fine if you don't see it that way. But to act like no one else sees it that way is just false. Also, calling people desperate for paying for sexual stuff is just kind of bullshit, and also seems a little hypocritical coming from you, because when I do look through your replies, I did see that you were liking some OnlyFans users like content. Yeah, you're not paying for it. I can't prove that you were, but you are liking it, which shows that you are interested in it and probably, you know, enjoying it. And also somebody replied with a video of you getting a lap dance from some girl at a strip club, which is also sex work, which usually you have to pay for. I don't know if you got it for free. I can't prove whether you paid for it or not, but you're still enjoying somebody's work that does that. Is that somebody that you're gonna marry? No, probably not, but you're still contributing to that. So calling people that also contribute into that and pay for it losers is just a little hypocritical seeming. Right here we have a video of Cyrus receiving a lap dance. He's also listening to his song Shake It while this is happening. All right, so right here we have Cyrus receiving a lap dance. I don't know how this was filmed or anything. I just saw it was a response on Twitter. And right there, he just said, "How old are you?" She's probably 17 forever. I just feel it's very hypocritical to say all this, but you're obviously at a strip club getting dances. And to be quite honest, I don't think this is your first time at a strip club. It might be your 20th. It might be your 50th. And that's fine. That's awesome. It just feels really hypocritical coming from the other posts that you've made, especially like towards the men that have purchased content from people that do this type of work. It's also not just men. Yes, it primarily is probably men that purchase content from, you know, sex workers. It's not only men. And I feel like just saying that is just ridiculous. Same way that you targeted women with OnlyFans, when it's everyone, a lot of people, a lot of different groups of people do OnlyFans. It's not just one group of people. Apparently these are some texts from the people that posted the video. I didn't know any of this was going on until I saw your story, but that's crazy considering that he lived at Sausage's Castle, which is a content house. And if you don't know who Sausage is, that's Mike Busey, I think his name is. And Mike Busey is like one of the horniest like fucking content creators out there. This is him, and Trace lived at his house in Florida for a while, and this guy just parties. That's his whole brand. He's one of those people that is just known for partying. Here's a photo with Mike and Trace Trace and Miley. And that's fine, you know, partying is fine and everything. It's just like you live such a sexual life at one point, and then you pay for lap dances and stuff. And also your sister is Miley Cyrus and Noah Cyrus. Like, they both do kind of sexual videos, and also you've done sexual videos. Like, all of your solo music is like with a girl dancing on your lap. Like, I've seen them. They're all like girls twerking and like stuff like that. And yes, a lot of them are your girlfriends and stuff, but like that's still performing sexual acts on camera. Like, yes, it's not considered OnlyFans or porn or whatever, but you're still doing sexual acts on camera, and you do profit off it because it's your music. You do make money off of it. And this is no hate to Miley or Noah or anything, but they've both done very like risque music and outfits and everything. So it just feels really strange to be having this stance towards like people doing that, especially because it's not really that different than doing OnlyFans or anything, because they're doing this publicly and they're making money off of it. Yes, they're making money in a different way, and you know, it's not just full on being butt naked usually or anything. But Trace, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but your sister has a video called Wrecking Ball, and she's naked in it, and 1 billion people, I'm pretty sure, have watched it. Yes, it's not the exact same as OnlyFans, but she still made money off of it, and she was, you know, doing a lot of sexual content, and that's fine. That's absolutely great, and it's a great song and all that. You're pretty much saying that your sister shouldn't be able to find a good person at this point, or yourself, quite honestly, because you've done videos where you're getting girls that are dancing on you. So this is Trey Cyrus's solo music, and a lot of these have like his ex-girlfriend in them and stuff, but most of the time he's like making out with her or whatever in the music videos. You know, she's in lingerie, they're making out, he's like drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes. That's like most of the video's concept. So this is one of Trey Cyrus's music videos with his ex-girlfriend, and I mean, it's not technically OF content or anything, but this is like a common theme in his videos and stuff. Like, you know, having like a girl on top of you, you're drinking alcohol and stuff, and usually it is his girlfriend and stuff, but it's still like the same concept that I was saying with the Miley Cyrus videos and everything. It's sexual, and it does technically make you money, and it's publicly seen. So like in the future, technically, if you have children and stuff, they will be able to see this because it's public now. So it feels like by your logic, you're saying that you shouldn't be able to have like a happy relationship or a nice girl because you've done something sexual on camera. And this isn't me trying to convince you to date people that do OnlyFans or anything. That doesn't matter, but it just, the line is so blurred right here, and you're just putting down so many groups of people. Also, a lot of the comments that reply to Trace are either people linking their OnlyFans, so a lot of people are kind of laughing at this, and they're like, okay, whatever, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Or it's people like this who actually are in the industry and have gotten married and are happy together. Or this couple right here that are happy together and also do that type of content. And now to think about it, some of those people are married or in year-long relationships, and Trace isn't. I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't really feel like you're the person to be speaking about this. Not that anybody really technically should be, but like, why are you the one to speak about this when they're actually in relationships? And from my knowledge, you're not. That's not me trying to be a huge dick. I'm not in a relationship either, but I'm not on Twitter, you know, yelling about how OnlyFans is pretty much, you know, the worst thing ever, and then also getting strippers to give me lap dances and stuff. Farrah Abraham, who was known for 16 and Pregnant, which is a show, actually responded to him. Yet men have OF accounts with marriage and family, etc. So can women. I've been defeated. The most intelligent woman of this generation has put me in check. I retract my original statement. Every woman in the world should have an OnlyFans. So he's just obviously being sarcastic, and, you know, it's just whatever. That's the internet. People are not going to change your opinion. I understand that. People I don't even know care about my opinion. I also care about my opinion, but I don't give a single fuck about anyone else's. I can't understand how people are so insecure with their own thoughts that they let other people impact them so much. I just want to say, the same way that you have an opinion, other people have an opinion. It doesn't mean that you're actually like bugging people or anything, or it's like, oh my god, now that Trace thinks like this, like, I don't think like the way that I thought earlier. The reality is that you're in a very famous family. You have made a lot of songs that people really enjoy, and it's disappointing, you know, because people want to like you. With me making this video, it's not because I hate Trace at all. I love his music with Metro Station. I like some of his solo stuff. I've always been rooting for Trace, and I've always liked him, and I enjoyed his music. So for me, it's disappointing to see that he doesn't have the same mindset as me on this topic. Does that mean that I hate him? No. Does that mean that I'm kind of disappointed and bummed that we don't see eye to eye? Absolutely. Does it mean that I shouldn't speak up the same way that he's speaking up publicly? No. I should be able to say exactly what I want to say. It doesn't mean that I'm going to change his opinion. It doesn't mean that he's going to change mine. It doesn't mean that I hate him. It doesn't mean that he probably hates me either. For the most part, I'm just responding here. This is me responding in a video format because I find it interesting and I find it disappointing. And quite honestly, I want to stand with people that I believe deserve somebody to stand with them. He also posted, my OnlyFans post from yesterday has 4 million impressions. Currently it has 12 million impressions, but it only has 3,000 retweets and like 2,000 likes, which is pretty bad because most people just see it as like, oh wow, this is really shitty. I posted the same thing on Instagram and people were praising me. It's pretty much saying that Twitter users get triggered and Instagram users don't. I want to say that a lot of Instagram users and Twitter users are the exact same people. They both have access to both of the social medias. Yeah, there's probably more people that agree with you on Instagram, but on Twitter, the reason why people are probably seeing this that don't like what you're saying is because people can quote tweet your response and be like, hey, this is bullshit. I don't agree with this guy. And then more people are going to come in and they're going to be like, I also agree with that person on not agreeing with you. That's probably why you're seeing more negativity on Twitter than you are on Instagram, where there's no way to respond unless if you look up your direct account. Stand on everything I said. That's fine. You can stand on it. I don't expect to change your opinion. I'll never read another response to anything I post on here. Okay, so I'm expecting that you probably won't respond to this video then. Most of you have made it clear you're not intelligent enough to make a rebuttal to my statement without verbal abuse and name calling and an emotional response to my very logical statement. You know, I don't agree with the name calling. I know I've seen a lot of people like mocking him, and I understand that it hurts to see somebody, you know, pretty much calling people whores and shit like that and saying that they won't be able to get a partner because of their work. You know, I think that's not fair at all. But I don't think that doing two wrongs ever makes it right. I don't think calling Trey Cyrus a bunch of names or saying, oh, Miley made you, or da-da-da, like da-da-da-da-da. It's just, that's immature, obviously. But he did kind of also mock other people for what they do. And he also mocked people that, you know, purchase that type of content while also being somebody that, you know, looks into that content. I mean, there's this post right here that says that Trey Cyrus is the dude that goes for AVN parties, simps for girls in the industry. All his music videos are cringe and sexual. His ex posts provocative content. The man is recovering porn addict and projecting his shit. I don't know if Trey Cyrus is actually a porn addict. I've never heard about that. I know he's, you know, struggled with drinking, and I hope, you know, that he keeps on staying sober with that and everything. Wish him well with that. But it does give off that vibe. Like, I've seen who he hangs out with. I've seen who he's dated because I keep up with him. And he did give off a lot of the times that very party vibe. And maybe this is him trying to, you know, get away from that. That's fine. You don't have to date these people. But to put other people down and stuff, it just feels really negative. And it's a shame to see because a lot of people like you and a lot of people want to like you and stuff. And you have a big platform and stuff. And it's just, it's going to hurt people. And instead of, you know, just understanding that and being like, hey, you know what? Like, I don't have to date these people. You guys are right. But I shouldn't be putting down other people that do this type of work because that's their lives. And you know, it's not my place to speak. Instead, he just laughs at them and says like, ha ha ha, you're not going to change my opinion and you're an idiot for name calling me. Social media really makes you realize so many people in this world have severe mental illness. I'm not sure if there's always been this many insane people on social media, or if social media just exposed it, or the internet and social media has caused people to go insane. Trace, just because you disagree with people doesn't mean that they're insane. The reality is that people disagree with you, and they always will, because that's just how humans work. Everyone has their own opinion the same way that you're very passionate about your opinion. And you can't say your opinion without other people feeling the need to say their opinion. That's just freedom. That's the freedom that we have, especially on social media, where we can respond to other people within the safety of our home instead of, you know, having to go face to face with them and put ourselves in danger possibly if somebody gets upset. Not saying that you would put us in danger. I'm just saying that it can happen in general. Oh, he actually just tweeted this 18 minutes ago. Trey Cyrus got a lap dance from a stripper one time, but doesn't want to wife a sex worker. What the fuck? Well, the reality is that you were also saying that, hey, you're a loser if you buy this type of content. And then you go and do that. And quite honestly, I can't prove that you've done it more or not, but I'd be very surprised if you haven't. But no, it's not a big deal that you got a lap dance from somebody, but it is kind of crazy because now that video is out there on the internet, the same way that you were like, oh my God, your kids are going to see all this type of content that's on the internet. This person says, nobody gives a fuck if you don't want to date a sex worker. That's your own personal choice. Generalizing an entire group of people and projecting that they all aren't going to ever be good for a relationship is why we think you suck. And like I said before, with his family's like, you know, music videos and shit they do on stage, like it's like they also do very sexual stuff on stage, and he has in music videos a lot too. And I know it's not fully to the level of what OF creators usually make and everything, but still, it's just like, you don't have to date these people. That's it. It just feels like you just want to like see people upset, and so be it. I guess you're getting your attention that you wanted. But it's just disappointing because I want to like you. You know what I mean? And this isn't going to make me like be like, oh, he's the worst person ever or anything. It's just, okay, I disagree with you on this. Also, another thing that he said that I thought was really out of pocket and hypocritical, because he was saying, oh, you lose the argument if you ever name call or whatever. This is absolutely insane. He says, the one thing I did learn on here today is there's some extremely unattractive people on OnlyFans. I had no clue there was even a market for that. I mean, that's fine if you find people unattractive or whatever, but by doing this, you're pretty much doing name calling, which you said, hey, you lose the argument if you name call, which I haven't name called you once. Just gonna say, so hopefully you actually listen to this. Also, I just want to say one of his only likes on Twitter is of Andrew Tate. I can't confirm that he's a fan of Andrew Tate, but I just want to say, ugh! Sorry, I had something in my throat. Ew. I just don't like Andrew Tate. I'm sorry. I mean, call me crazy for that, but I just really think he's a horrible person. And I can't confirm that Trace does like him. He just did like this post, and it does kind of give off the vibe of what he is preaching right now. Hey, I'll fuck you if you do an OnlyFans, but like, I'm not gonna marry you. You're a whore. Ugh. That's just the vibe I get. Call me crazy. This is him responding to all the people that were upset with his post. I mean, his post went really viral. It did get like 12 million views, which is pretty insane.
I basically broke the fucking internet by saying the most logical statement ever.
I just want to say, it's really easy to get a lot of attention on social media when you say something that's gonna offend people. Like, if I were to tweet exactly what Cyrus said in this post, I would expect to get a lot of reactions. I don't know why that's like hard for him to understand, or is like, oh my god, what? People are upset that I said that OnlyFans people will never find somebody good in their life? What? And that anybody that buys porn is a freaking loser? What? Like, I watch that shit for free, dude. Like, I'm a genius. Oh my god. I don't have to pay because I watch it for free, but I'm still like doing the same exact concept. I'm just not giving the workers money because, what? I'm just saying, it comes across that way.
E-News, all these blog sites, over 10 million views on my fucking Twitter post, which I really don't even use Twitter anymore.
Nice.
I didn't post this to cause people to freak out or anything. I thought what I said was pretty much common sense and everyone knew this. I said, no fucking good-hearted man with morals wants to wife a girl who's posting her.
We also have to take in consideration there's a lot of different groups of people that also do this type of content. So I'm just saying, it's not just men and women.
Naked body online for the entire world to see, doing sexual acts on the internet. Like, this shit's vile, it's gross, it's disgusting. Like, how is this controversial in any way? At no other time in human history would what I said, would anyone be offended by? Nobody would give a fuck. Like,
He sounds really heated. Sounds so fucking heated. I thought he said he was like not gonna, you know, feed into the reactions and that it's not bothering him. I mean, he did just post this photo on August 30th saying unbothered, but he seemed kind of hot-headed here. Like, he seemed a little upset.
Like, up until 3 years ago, until the pandemic and everybody just fucking resorted to doing OnlyFans as a career, nobody would have cared that I said this at all. I stand by everything I said. I don't care what anybody thinks.
Well, Trace, I'm gonna say that's completely fine. You can stand by what you said, and we can stand by what we think, and that's fine, and we can both publicly post about it, and neither of us can change our opinions on it, and that's just how it's gonna be. But, like, to act like people can't be like, hey, I don't agree with you is just not realistic. It's just not. I don't understand why people are, like, always like, oh my god, like, can't I just have a fucking opinion? Yes, you're having your opinion. You're allowed to have this. This is fine. But people are allowed to also have an opinion where they disagree. That's the reality. I'm so sick of people acting like, oh my god, like they're shutting us up. They're canceling us because I have an opinion, but somebody disagreed with my opinion. Like, can't I just have an opinion? Yes. This is also how it works, though. We're going to both have an opinion. You're going to have an opinion on my video. I'm going to have an opinion on your video. That's it, man. It doesn't mean I hate you, but it does mean that we can disagree. The 9th photo on your Instagram is of a woman in a bra laying down while you're on top of her shirtless to promote your music. So it's cool if it helps you make money, but they don't deserve to be wifed up. And this is the photo. This was the 9th photo. That's pretty much exactly what I was saying, is that, like, yeah, it's not technically doing OF content, but it's still extremely sexual content that is somewhat making you money because you're using it for your music, which you make money off of, and your brand, which is yourself, by promoting it. And it's going to be online forever. And that's fine, but it's a similar concept. I'd also like to say, isn't this your sister? Aren't you kind of like saying that she probably doesn't deserve to find a nice man or woman because of this. And there's a lot of photos like this. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying, by your logic, isn't that kind of what you're saying? I mean, how could we all forget the VMA performance where she's dressed like this and, you know, pretending to do explicit stuff? I mean, there's so much with Miley, of course, and I love Miley. She's a great freaking artist and everything, and I have no problem with this, but I'm just saying, by your argument, aren't you saying that she shouldn't be able to find somebody at this point because she's doing something like that? But since it doesn't have the OF name slapped on it, it's okay, I guess. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I just felt this was a very important topic, and I wanted to stand with people that I believe don't deserve to just feel like they're never gonna find love, or that they're doing something wrong by doing this type of content. I think it's totally cool if you want to do that type of content and that's what you're into. It's not for everyone. Not everyone's going to be comfortable with that. Not everyone's going to want to marry somebody that does that type of work. Not everyone's going to want to date somebody that does that type of work. That's fine. That's fine for those people, and that's fine for, you know, the people that do it. That's absolutely fine. But to act like it's not acceptable and that people shouldn't be able to do it, or if they do, they're never going to find love, is just bullshit. It's just not true. People have proven it. People have been doing this type of work for years. Before OnlyFans, there was porn. There was so many other types of things, and a lot of those people have found love. And I was hoping that maybe this would open his mind up, especially since he has relatives that are very body positive and, you know, have danced in clothing that is, you know, more revealing and stuff, and have taken photo shoots in more revealing clothing. I would hope that, you know, maybe he would be able to see that, yeah, it's kind of a similar thing. It's not the exact same, but you know, they deserve to find love as well. Thank you all so much for watching this video, though. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a like. You can also check out my merch and all my social media. It's linked down below. And please don't name call or send hate to Trace. You know, I just felt it was important to speak my opinion on this and share my voice, because we all have the freedom to do that, whether we agree with someone or we don't. And we can all be polite while doing it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Be sure to follow my Discord and Twitch. It is linked down below as well. We're growing that Discord. It's at like 8,000 followers or whatever. So come join us. I'll see you in the next video. Stay up now, crappy less, bitch don't quit, and let's drop. Dun dun, yeah. Now if she does it like that. Wait, is that song about like shaking ass? Ooh, they shouldn't find a husband. Ugh, gross. Peace out.
This all was only what you think, yeah.